Hey guys, welcome back to part 4 on what if Ash gets a crocodile much more earlier than the timeline. So let's get into it right now. After earning his fourth badge at the electric gym here, Ash continues his journey and we get to a very important episode. Ash versus the chip. And this is where we get to see where Ash meets Chip again and finds out he is waiting on an important person here, and finds out it's none other than Alder, the champion of the Nova region. And Ash is pretty excited, wanting to challenge him, but quickly stopped by Chip that he is the one who was waiting for him to have a chance on battling the champion. Then needs to start arguing until Alder said himself, why not have a battle to see who has the chance on battling him first. And this is where they accept this, and both of them will have a one-on-one battle only. And Ash wants to test out his new Pokemon here, so he sends out Rock and Roll here, and Chips simply smirks and sends out Jellicent here for battle. And the clear difference is that Rock and Roll is pretty small and Gelatin is quite massive with a big type advantage here. And this is where Chip wastes no hesitant on doing a powerful water pulse as Jellicent shuts down a powerful water orb, but luckily Ash is much more ready and also has a better knowing on how how his battle is. So he commands Rock'n'Roll to do a powerful rock blast as the little rock Pokemon blasts the water pulse away by shooting it down multiple times with a powerful rock blast. Then Jellicent tries to do a powerful X, but the little boulder manages to move the attack away and unleashes a powerful smackdown, doing decent damage, but notice that it's too up close as Chip took the advantage on blasting him away with a powerful water pulse, doing major damage to Rock and Roller, but it's still pretty standing after taking that huge damage. And Ash needs to remind himself that Chip is getting better every time they battle, so he needs to waste no time on doing a powerful flash cannon as Rock and Roll does a powerful flash cannon towards Johnson, doing major damage in return, but Chip simply smirked himself with just one word: recover, as the Jellicent Pokemon managed to recover most of the damage and still ready for battle. And Ash grits himself that they need to take this Pokemon out fast, but doesn't know how to because of Rock and Roll, its typing and moves that he has. And knowing that he has no idea how to finish him off quick, Ash has no other choice but to wear down Jellicent here. So Ash tries to avoid the attack completely by using Sandstorm here, as Rock and Roll summons a powerful storm in the battle, but Chip won't fall this trick twice with Krokorok. So Chip quickly pants for a powerful Toxic Staria as the Toxic manages to take Rock and Roll it, and Ash has a brief flashback in his mind on that common move, and Ash won't let that happen again. So Ash commands Rock and Roll to do a powerful rock blast as the little boulder manages to do a powerful surprise attack on the little Jellicent, but unfortunately Chip is more prepared than Ash thoughts as Chip commands for a powerful hex as the ghostly energy strikes Rock and Roll, devastating, doing major damage, but somehow Rock and Roll still stands, and Chip says to himself, how is Rock and Roll still standing? And Ash retorts its ability sturdy, allowing Rock and Roll to survive from a powerful move in one shot. So Chip realized that one more move is going to take out Rock and Roll, and Ash knows this too, so they both command a powerful move, Flash Cannon and Water Pulse, as Jellicent blasts a powerful water up towards Rock and Roll, and Rock and Roll attack the powerful Flash Cannon. But since it's an even attack, but unfortunately Jellicent has a bigger advantage here, because Rock and Roll has been taking a lot of damage, and Jellicent has been recovering with the move Recover. So this allows Jellicent to overpower the Lotto Rock Pokemon, earning Ash a second loss to Chip. And this is where Chip smiles to himself. All that training paid off pretty well, and he has earned him a little match with a powerful trainer here, with Alder the champion. Once Chip has defeated Ash and challenged Alder to just a one-on-one battle, Chip thinks to himself that he has grown such over the course of his journey that after getting his 7th badge, he is confident that he could defeat Alder while sending out Superior. But quickly, Chip finds out that Alder is sending out Buffalo, and remembers it's his ace Pokemon, and he's very cautious, so he battles Alder while he commands Superior to use Frenzy Planet on a super powerful grass type move straight away. And the super powerful grass type move managed to hit Buffalo, but to Ash and his friends and Chip are completely in shock that Buffalo just took that tag with no problem, and Alder didn't even call out a move, and Buffalo is just standing. And Chip realizes he needs to be more careful, so he tries to use a Dragon Tail, but Alder finally calls out a move with a Giga Impact, and the little ball Pokemon just simply charges in much more faster than Superior could ever done, as it really crushed Superior's head, knocking it out in one move, and this leaves Chip devastated. Chip at this point is pretty devastated. He didn't know what to do else, because he thought that since he could handle Ash, he thought he could be more than at least try to have a good chance against Alder, even though he knows that he's not ready. But he believed him, he had a somewhat of a chance, but Alder just simply crushes his spirit here. And Alder says that Chip is a very talented trainer and should not give up on his training. So Alder wants a battle because it didn't give Buffalo a good stretch. So he asks Ash if he could battle him, and Ash accepts this, and Alder and Ash does a battle, and Ash sends out his trusty ace and his partner Pikachu here. And unlike Chip here, Ash is a much more experienced, and Pikachu is way beyond higher level than Superior, which means Alder actually has to command Buffalo to actually dodge and do a move. And once Buffalo tries to use a Giga Impact and nearly knock Pikachu, but the little mouse Pokemon simply recover in the air and strike him with a powerful Thunderbolt, doing surprisingly damage, which Alder remarked that actually did some damage to Buffalo. And this revelation made Chip very angry. He gritted his teeth and saying to himself, what the hell is going on? And Pikachu is much more faster than the ball Pokemon, doing a quick attack and then a powerful Iron Tail blocking Buffalo's Iron Head. And once Pikachu recovered the Iron move Clash, Pikachu quickly retaliated with a powerful Electro Ball. But unfortunately, Buffalo just charges through the Electro Ball and does a second Giga Impact. Even though is doing major damage, but Pikachu is still standing very strong, and this surprised Alder yet again. And replying that this Pikachu has seen a lot of battle, he praises Ash on his on raising Pikachu very well, and Ash simply thoughts that him and Pikachu has been through a lot, and we are now giving up as he commands Pikachu to do a second Thunderbolt, and Buffalo managed, but because Buffalo needs to recharge, this allows Pikachu to do a good hit. And this surprises everyone because Buffon is nearly stumbling over, and this caught all the surprise. But he quickly relied on the second move, Earthquake. With this powerful Earthquake, and Pikachu and Ash get caught unsurprised, knowing this Pokemon can do a ground type move, and this does a major damage, one knocking off Pikachu here with a hardy fought battle, and this leads Alder to praising Ash that he should really keep going forward, because he even felt that Ash could have knocked out Buffalo, and Ash simply replied that he's going to get all 8 badges and go to the Universal League tournament, and this leaves Trip angry, so angry in fact that he called out why Ash gotten this strong all of a sudden, and this way he learns that Ash is Pikachu is his oldest Pokemon, and this revelation meaning that Trip knows that Ash's older Pokemon and perhaps even other Pokemon Ash has seen used that could be much more stronger, and Trip demands why didn't he use Pikachu in the third or fourth battle between them, and Ash simply replies that he just wanted to use his new Pokemon here because he knows Pikachu doesn't need the extra battle, but his new Pokemon does, and this made Trip much more angry. Simply yelled the next time he will defeat Pikachu personally, and simply walks out pretty angry and leave the group devastated. And the rest of the episode goes to like how it usually goes, as Alder started by Reggie a Gigaless from destroying the town, and that's how we're gonna end the episode here. We're going to go past through some episodes here. A Miraculous Musical, the 4th season of Sawbox, and the Scrappy and the Manning Gothitelle. We go to a important episode here, the Stopping the Rampage of Legends. This is where Ash finds out he has arrived to his 5th gym leader, but finds out it's pretty close, and finds out the leader needs some medicine from an island. So Ash and his friends heads off there, but quickly finds out there's 3 powerful legendary genies destroying the island. This played out pretty similarly until one moment where Krokodile protect Ash by taking Thunderbolts from the Thunderous' Thunderbolt attack, but then when it uses Hammer Arm and knocks out Krokodile in a moment of just to protect his trainer, Oshawa jumped the Thunderbolt and took a lot of damage, and this made Ash and his friends surprised by this revelation. But then Ashwat isn't knocked out, but simply growls in anger as it simply stares at Thunders as it evolves into Dewat in the situation, and Ash is pretty surprised by this and pulls out his Pokédex to find out he learns a new move, and so he tried it out with Revenge here, and even though Dewat does a massive damage against the legendary genie, this isn't enough enough to knock out the legendary. As soon as it recovers, it simply does another thunderbolt. But then Krokorok steps in for a moment to block the attack. Even Crocodile thinks that Duat is grateful for himself, but this made Duat even more angry, and this causes Duat to yell at it. And then Crocodile starts yelling at it, and Ash is in a situation where two of his Pokemon are arguing. But thanks to Pikachu striking Thunder's hammer stopping the attack. But the rest of the episode plays like normal. But Ash finds out Duat is not hiding the fact that he hates Krokorok. He actually hates him, but Ash doesn't know this. So Ash has to struggle why Duat is angry at Krokorok. There's even a moment where Duat doesn't listen to Ash when he tries to feed it. But it does listen to Duat. It's just that as long Krookodile isn't near him, he won't listen to Ash, which will cause a bit of a problem going forward. And we go to the episode of Battle the Mind of the King of the Mind. Ash gives the medicine that gym leader Clay needed it. So Clay will honor Ash's promise and will do a 3-on-3 battle here. And Clay sets out Krookodile to battle, and Ash quickly thinks through the option that he has. But he sends out Duat for battle, and this leaves Duat pretty happy right now because he's facing off a opponent that's species exactly like his hated rivalry with Ash's Krookodile, which means that Duat he demands to win this battle, well, because of just pure pride and pure prowess. So once the two finally reach to the battle, as Duat sends out his newly moved water pulse and shuts through fires off at Krookodile pretty fast, and this leads Ash and Clay pretty surprised by this, even though Clay didn't expect that move to go so fast, but it won't be surprised by anything else anymore. So he commands Krookodile to use a dig as the reptilian dives in underground, and Duat simply scans it to look out for an attack. But Krookodile surprised Duat with a powerful bite, then slams its tail to it, slamming him to the sides of the battlefield. But Duat is undeterred and simply crawls back to the hole that he crashed into, and simply pulls out his two razor shell and closing in. And Clay is pretty surprised how Duat is really handling the damage, so he quickly called in for a powerful crunch attack as these two powerful Pokemon clash one another, trying to get an upper hand one another. But unfortunately, Duat has two water blades here, while Krokorok needs to get closer and expose his head. Once it tried to bite the other shell, but gets hit by the second shell as Duat simply slams its huge blade across Krookodile's head. And this forces Clay to really think what else to do. So he commands to do one of his tricky moves, Sandstorm here. And this leads Duat to be temporarily blind because it just got attacked by the Sandstorm here, surprisingly. And this forced Duat is a panic on attacking everything by just hitting thin air with his razor shell. And this gives Clay an opportunity to use a powerful stone edge, doing solid damage towards Duat, but Ash simply replies with the Aqua Jet, and all of a sudden Duat can suddenly see because he's literally covered in water as it quickly strikes fast at Krookodile, and then it finished off with a powerful razor shell, knocking Krookodile off, and this leads Duat to showboat himself with his chest up high and grinning to himself. And Clay likes that enthusiasm because he likes this battle brawler Pokemon. So he returns Krookodile and sends out Papatodia. And Ash realized that he's going to be in a tough situation here because it won't do his water moves wouldn't do anything against Papatodia. But not all towards his move is water type. So once Clay calls out for a mud shot and Duo tries to block the shot with his shots, but the mud shot came in too fast and managed to hit Duo, doing solid damage. As Duo tries to launch a powerful water pulse, but Papatodia is surprisingly fast as it uses Hydro Pump, blasting the small orb blast disintegrate, absorbing the moisture and powering up Hydro Pump in further as it hits Duat. And Clay thinks he has the upper hand, so he commands Papatodia to charge in, but this leads Ash activate his Ash's trap card as he commands for revenge, and Duat simply glows in with frustration and just savagely attacks Papatodia with a kick to the stomach, then to the kick in the head but viciously. But Papatodia is more resilient than Ash could predict as it took that damage pretty heavily. So Ash has no other choice but to recall Duadia. So he sends out Rock and Roll here, and this shocks Clay, thinking Ash is making an idiot move. But Ash is weirdly calm right now. So Clay thinks that this is going to be an easy KO, so he commands Papatodia to do a Hydro Pump. But to his dismay, Rock and Roll managed to his dismay, not only did Rock and Roll survive the attack, but then it unleashes a flash cannon because Clay and Papatodia think they knocked out Rock and Roll, but to their reward, they got hit by a powerful flash cannon as Rock and Roll knocks out Papatodia. Then Clay realized that it just used its ability study, allowing him to survive a super effective move, but it's at low health. And Ash simply replied that was his plan to make Clay think as an easier win and gives Rock and Roll a big opening for a counter strike. This praises Ash here because to him Ash has tough Pokemon, so he returns Papatodia, then sends out Excadrill. But Ash knows that Rock and Roll is at very little health, so he needs to do something before it's knocked out. But unfortunately, Clay didn't waste any opportunity as it uses Iron Hand, knocking the Little Rock Pokemon in one shot. Ash didn't expect Excadrill to be that fast, so he sends out Duat here. And this is where Duat is struggling is breathing heavily but still standing for battle. As Ash calls out for Duat to use Razor Shell, so the Auto Pokemon takes out his two shells and is attempting to slash down Excadrill, but Clay simply retorts to counter with an Iron Head as the Drill Pokemon counters Oshawott Blade with its Iron Tail. Then this gives Excadrill to do a super powerful move, Drill Run, as it literally goes into its drill form and spins so fast that it's doing a lot of damage to do what here. He tries to block it with his shell, but they are simply way too weak to against Exeter's powerful momentum move, as it simply knocks out Duat here. And Ash recalls Duat here, praising him. He done so well so far. But then Ash has a few situations. He could call out Krookodile, but he wants to try something new. So he sends out Swadloon here. And Clay isn't underestimating this Pokemon, because it literally gets his Pokemon knocked out, so he won't judge Ash's Pokemon choice. So he simply calls in for a powerful Rock Slide, and Ash simply calls for Swadloon to use Protect, as the little bug Pokemon managed to protect himself from the onslaught of damage. Then Ash replies with a powerful Razor Leaf, as multiple leaf strikes a lot through Excadrill. Even though it's a ground type, it's still an Steel type, which means it's neutral damage, but the Razor Shot does cause critical hits after critical hits, doing major damage. So Clay tries to use a powerful Drillrun, but it's quickly gets stopped by Swadloon's String Shot, as Excadrill is forced to stop because it's literally stuck into the ground in his ball form, covering in the String Shot, giving Swadloon a second shot on powerful Razor Leaves after Power Razor Leaf. And Ash thinks to himself that Swadloon got this, but Clay is much more angry at this, that he refused to get defeated by a bug. So he quickly calls out Excadrill to cut out to the String Shot with his Iron Head, and Excadrill managed to cut through and strikes a powerful Iron Head through Swadloon, doing a lot of damage than Ash already thought. And since it's getting a lot of damage, Swadloon is crying out, but Ash simply called Swadloon to keep fighting. But all of a sudden, Excadrill stopped all of a sudden, because he thinks that he knocked out Swadloon. But unfortunately for the literal drill Pokemon, Swadloon simply glowed in aura, as it simply evolved into Lavanny. And this surprises Ash and Clay for a second, and Ash quickly checks out on his new Pokemon Lavanny and finds out he just learns a new move, and Ash is going to use it to win in this battle. But Clay won't give him the chance, as he simply calls in for a powerful Drillrun. But to Clay's surprise, Lavanny simply moved out of the attack pretty easily. And Clay tried to use a Rock Slide, but to his surprise yet again, Lavanny simply moves out the Rock Slide one after another, and realizing Lavanny is much more elegant, allowing her to dodge the attack and leaving Clay in an opening chance, as Ash calls for a powerful Leaf Blade, as Lavanny's arms glowed in tremendous power and doing an X motion, as it does major damage to Excadrill, as it knocks out the drill Pokemon in one move. And this leads Ash the victor in earning his 5th badge here. And this is where we're going to end the episode here. What do you guys thought of Swadloon being the MVP instead of Rock'n'Roll here? Do you like it, or do you prefer the original? How about you gotta find out what's up next by subscribing, so you can be notified on the next upload. Until next time, peace.